do you call
when all that you see
are actors on your television singing off key?
What savvy, well-versed heroes can settle this
Score!
once more with TV.
Welcome, Batmans and Man-Bats, to Once More with TV, a podcast celebrating TV musical episodes from the sublime to the subprime.
And definitively ranking them using every theater child's worst nightmare, math.
I'm your co-host, Liza Truschel, she, her, and I'm a Neil Patrick Harris apologist.
Amazing. And I'm your co-host, Alex Kovnatsky, he, him, and the Batman, the Robert Pattinson Batman, is the funniest Batman.
Thank you. Thank you for this. You are correct. When he jumps off that thing in his stupid squirrel suit and crash lands, I nearly pissed myself in the theater.
Yes. This is not a hot take for you at all, because I remember you texted me going, Alex, have you seen the Batman? And I was like, I'm sorry, I have no interest. And then you were like, wait, it's actually hilarious. And then I watched it. And
it's so funny.
It's so funny.
It's so funny. Bruce Wayne in a ton of eyeliner is hilarious. Andy Serkis, for some reason, buff Alfred, serving him fresh berries in a silver goblet is all I think about. It's all I think about.
I just like him moving around the cops going, excuse me.
So funny. Oh my God. Batman walking through a crime scene in silence. That's comedy. That's comedy. That movie was camp.
Yeah, the other hot take I was going to make is that I don't care for Batman when it's not camp, and I don't really understand it when it's not camp.
No, it's just not fun. I mean, the thing about Batman is he dresses as a bat and fights crime.
Exactly.
That's his whole thing, okay? And If you lean into that instead of away from it, you can make some truly great content.
100%. Hey, Liza, what's your relationship to Batman?
I was always more of a Marvel nerd than a DC nerd, to be honest. So I'm a little less familiar with the outer scope of the DC universe, but I mean, I love a man that dresses as a bat to fight crime. That's funny. That's good stuff. I've seen all of those Christopher Nolan what have yous. I've seen all of every 800 Batman movies that have ever been made. All of them. Danny DeVito as the Penguin. Shout out. Absolutely phenomenal work. Colin Farrell as the Penguin. What if we just cast someone not hot? Instead of putting him under 4 hours of prosthetics.
Have you
what
watched?
If you just picked a not hot person to play the Batman? It's great. The Penguin, sorry. It's so crazy to me.
I love Colin Farrell. Have you watched the Penguin show on
I
on
haven't.
Max?
Of course, he was in the Batman movie that we liked. But yeah, I have not watched the Penguin. I've heard it's good.
It's really good.
He's a really good actor. I'm not trying to hate on Colin Farrell. I love Colin Farrell. He's so gorgeous and he's great at acting. It's just crazy to me that we cast him in this role.
I have a list of white actors that look a little bit sad all the time, and he's at the top of that list.
Oh my God, the saddest. Something is haunting him, and you know it all the time.
Do you have, not to put you on the spot, do you have a favorite Batman property?
That's such a good question. It's not technically a bat. Okay, he's not really in it much, but I do love the Harley Quinn series on HBO. That is really fantastic. My favorite Batman, possibly Lego Batman.
Great pick too. Fantastic. Will Arnett as Batman is just very good.
Microwaving a lobster thermidor for one is one of the funnier jokes I've ever seen in my life.
Honestly, the Lego Batman series and the Harley Quinn show both understand DC property really, really well on a level that I think is unmatched at times.
Mm-hmm. How about you? Do you have a favorite Batman? Do you know him?
Oh, do I know Batman? That's actually a tough question. I've loved Batman for forever, including Batman Forever. I love the bad Batman movies. I love the great Batman movies.
You're talking nipples on the Batsuit.
Oh yeah, I'm here for Schumacher awful Batman movies where it's ridiculous. I also maybe Harley Quinn show is my favorite. Honestly, maybe the Batman Arkham video games. I love those games.
Oh, wow. Good choice, though.
Yeah, those were really fun. Wow, I asked this question and really didn't have a response for myself. Oh,
It's
you know
a
what?
tough one.
You know what, low key, this is annoying and nerdy, but Batman Mask of the Phantasm is maybe my favorite, or Batman the Animated Series. Those two.
You're right. That is
are
annoying and nerdy.
Yes.
You're right. Have you seen the Batman, the Arkham Asylum, where somebody mapped Catwoman's movements onto Batman and like switched them for a cutscene? I think about
really
that
good.
all the time.
That's really, really good. I haven't seen that.
You should really watch that. Because he's like slinking around. It's really quite good.
That's awesome. So we're talking about Batman here. Batman the Brave and the Bold, do you have a connection to that at all?
No, I mean, this is like 2009, right?
Yes,
So this
that's
is like a little bit past when I was watching any kind of like superhero cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, like there's a bell curve on that where you start watching them, you stop, and then as an adult, you get back into them.
Yeah, totally.
But I was distinctly on my down curve at that point. So no, it was blended into the million things coming out of Cartoon Network, which I was not really a part of at that time. Did you watch it?
I didn't watch it either. This was the first episode I've watched of this, but yeah, also that's kind of like when the Marvel dominance starts to come up.
Yeah, it
is
really
around that
is.
time, so it kind of sucked the air out of the room.
I want to say Avengers was like 2010.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
This episode we watched was Batman the Brave and the Bold, season 1, episode 25. Yeah, like you said, came out in 2009. And let me actually just get a little IMDb pitch for this one. This one says, the Music Meister uses his ability to control minds in an effort to take over the world.
I mean,
Pretty
yeah,
succinct.
that's pretty much what he does.
This is our second episode with the Music Meister in it.
That is such a good point. Darren Criss versus who I immediately recognize as Neil Patrick Harris.
Yes.
I was like, oh, I know exactly who that is. Fantastic.
Yeah, it completely off the bat. Did you recognize any other voice actors?
Is it Diedrich Bader doing Batman?
Yeah, very good.
I mean, Diedrich Bader is one of my favorite voices that exists and a great choice for Batman. I didn't know he'd ever played it. That's hilarious.
He's done it a couple of times, actually. He's done it in different kinds of animated things and video games and such. But yeah, no, he's great for it.
Love it. He's got this absurdly deep voice, and he's got such a deadpan that is really, really endearing. So yeah,
all of
huge,
his jokes
huge fan.
really landed in this.
It really worked. I was very charmed by this Batman.
I don't know if you noticed Black Canary as Grey Delisle, who's the voice of
Oh
Azula
my
and
god!
Daphne.
Yeah. Okay. Did she do the
everybody.
singing voice too?
I believe so, because
Wow.
the only credit that says like, singing voice for someone else was Batman. For his one little
you could
moment.
Tell.
You could tell. You could really tell.
They make a joke about it, so it's okay.
Maybe the best joke in all of the
that
musical
auto-tune
episodes we
is
watched.
hilarious.
It's so good. It's so good.
That's my other favorite thing about Batman, by the way, the way that he's obsessively personal branding everything around him.
And lazily. Just
So lazily.
putting
It's
bat
so
in front
funny.
of things. Yeah.
Bruce Wayne is camp. I love it.
But yeah, Azula apparently has an amazing singing voice. I thought that was incredible.
Oh my god, I have a cat named Bruce. And it's literally after Batman. How did I not mention that?
I also have a cat named Azula, right? This is who we are.
Okay, whoops. He's a little tuxedo cat. So he was wearing a little tuxedo like Batman.
Master Bruce.
Master Bruce. I'm also his sad little butler.
Yeah, you're the buff Alfred.
I'm buff Alfred. I'm giving him fresh berries in a silver goblet every day.
This episode obviously starts with a theme song. What did you think about this theme song?
It was fun. I thought it was catchy. The lyrics are very goofy and very funny. I was annoyed that he said he could sing a power chord when you can't sing a chord. You're singing one note. I really actually did hate that.
I was asking about the theme song before the first number, but I'm more interested talking about the musical number anyway. I had that exact same note about belting power chords, and I was like,
you can't belt a power chord. You're one person.
Yeah, people don't belt power chords too. I mean, power chords are usually 2 notes, not even 3 notes, like on a guitar. Sometimes they can be 3 notes, but it felt kind of strange to sing that at all.
Yes, it did. But no, you were asking about the main one. Do we know if that's the regular orchestration for the opening theme?
I think it is. Yeah.
Okay. Then I liked that at the opening, of course, they have like the music Meister like helping the orchestra tune. And I do like that it was a very brass heavy looking orchestra. And then we get a lot of brass. I thought that was like a nice carry through. But yeah, it was like, it was very indicative of the time. I was like immediately transported to 2009 extremely viscerally.
Yeah, totally. There's this kind of like post-Cowboy Bebop trend of like animated action shows having jazzy opens. And I just like that we're continuing that. Like, let's keep that happening. But yes, the Music Meister song, I love a song where immediately people are like, why are we singing? And trying to figure it out.
We love a why are we singing? It's such a good time. And to have, what is the name of the shark guy?
King Shark.
Yeah, thank you.
Are you talking about in this episode? Like, I think it's Black Mantis, something like that.
Black Manta.
Yeah, Black Manta.
Yeah, thank you. I'm literally going off of like who I recognize from recently watching Harley Quinn.
Yes.
To have Black Manta start doing it just on like random words and then be like, I'm not singing. It was really fun, actually.
It's very good. It's such a fine line for me of like, you could do something like that and it could piss me off because you're like winking at the camera and being like, isn't this dumb that we're doing this? But they go in the other direction of just being in universe of like, wait, what the fuck? Why are we doing? I guess we're still doing this. Okay, we're going to keep doing this.
Yeah, I guess we're doing it. This is how we're going to have a conversation now.
Exactly. And a really great entrance when Neil Patrick Harris comes in too, right? Like I like him coming in on that song too.
It was very fun. I think the thing about Neil Patrick Harris is he is stupid talented.
Yes.
There was like an oversaturation with him for me for a while where I was just like, can I see anyone on television that is not Neil Patrick Harris? Like the world sort of went nuts. They're like, this is the first gay man who's ever existed.
Yes, exactly.
He's so brave. And we all got like really obsessive, and like this is right around like Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog, I want to say.
Yeah, probably around. I think Dr. Horrible's is maybe a little bit earlier. Let me fact check that really quick.
Yeah, I think so. That sounds right. But this is like, right after that How I Met Your Mother insanity for him, and like I hit a real saturation point, and I think it took me years to come around again on Neil Patrick Harris and be like, actually, that's not really his fault. That's sort of the media's fault. I felt the same way about like for a while, like I found Jennifer Lawrence relatively annoying. I'm like, that's not her fault. She seems like a nice person. I was just force-fed her in a way that made me irritated.
Yeah, it sucks when any kind of actor is force-fed. I'm having that moment right now with Timothée Chalamet. I
oh my
couldn't care
God,
less
I have
about
the
him.
same thing. I need a minute. Can I just have like one fucking minute?
Yeah, exactly.
He's a good actor. I just don't want him in my face all the time.
Totally. And you're right. Yeah, Dr. Horrible's was 2008, so it's like right around this era.
Yeah, we were all like relatively obsessive about him. And so, but I mean, coming back to this after not hearing from Neil Patrick Harris for like a minute, I was like, damn, he is really good.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, fuck me. He's really doing a good job.
I got to see him in Into the Woods. They had that encore's performance, and Sarah Bareilles was in it too. And I cried so much. It was really good. He was incredible.
He's really good. He's really, really good.
Yeah. But also this song, we get some dance fighting. We love dance fighting.
Oh, fight choreo. That's what it's called. Okay. We should all be we got classic snapping into a dance fight, which is obviously West Side Story, just imprinted on everybody so hard.
And I love the little ballet moments early on too, where they just every time they're exiting the frame, they're just like leaping off.
It's really good. It's quite goofy. We go again into like high goof. The goofometer on this is just off the charts.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's some fun lyrics. Of course, there's power chords, meaning it's both mad, but I liked that he said he had hypnotic patter, even though he's not doing a patter song, but I still enjoyed that. I will say he said he was there to settle the score, and that's our line. Yeah. And I know he technically said it first, but also we did because we'd never seen this.
Yeah, we hadn't seen it, so we did it first.
We also invented it.
I love the orchestration on this. I kind of love the orchestration more than I love the actual melody lines, which I thought was interesting. Because I just thought the score was great. I thought like all of the sounds were beautiful, and even the underscoring in between musical moments I thought was really amazing. But the song itself, I think the melodies got a little bit repetitive for me, and I felt that way about a lot of songs. Yeah, because they're kind of singing the same words and lines over and over again, which
it felt a little bit like you're writing a musical for kids. I mean, the target audience of this show is definitely a lot younger, and it felt a lot like when you're writing a musical for kids, you want them to immediately be able to sing along. Mm-hmm. You know, so you want to go the music Meister, and like you wanted to do that over and over and over, so it like imprints on a child who's now going to run around your house singing music Meister for like the next 6 months.
Exactly. And on that line you just sung too, I wish they had a little bit more harmony on that. Like you have like 3 people singing in unison, or like one person singing in a different octave but still in unison. That I always just want more harmony, and I feel like that could have been an opportunity.
Yeah. I totally agree.
I have to shout out also his little barred 8th note car that he's like driving around.
The weird bicycle, the bicycle of a car. It's like,
just
I thought he was on
note?
like a food cart for a second. I thought he was on like a serving tray. I was like, wait, no, it's barred 8th notes.
Yeah.
And then at one point it turns into like segues. I actually have to say, I'm so glad you brought this up. The transportation vehicles in this episode deserve their own podcast.
Yes.
They were so incredible. The little bat copter.
Yes.
That Batman arrives in is one of the wilder things I've ever looked at in my life. We got those barred 8th notes that then separate and turn into like little segues. And then later, like a little like spinny umbrella that lifts him up into the air. Like it was wild.
I mean, it's like, not to get too into another, you're right, this is a whole other podcast, but transportation in Gotham is like one of, I think, the more interesting things about Gotham as a city, because you have all of these different kinds of crazy, like, elevated train lines in different Gotham ones. You have the different kinds of Batmobiles, and they all do this weird thing of like going, where are we in time? Like, what is this city in time? Kind of like how Riverdale does it too. And I just think that adds to the mystique and kind of interest of Gotham. But this is, another
podcast on the public transit and other various urban planning Gotham.
Yeah,
would be a fantastic podcast.
Please drop that in the comments for us. I want to listen to that podcast.
There are 2 places where I'm fascinated by urban planning. One of them, Gotham. The other one, Sunnydale, California.
Oh, yes.
What is that town? There are like 19 churches, 20 cemeteries. Everything is within walking distance.
Yeah, everything is walkable.
I would love a map of Sunnydale. I would love for someone to show that to me. I tried to make one at one point. It did not work.
Anyway, when this song ends, we get curtains, which like presumably
I'm sorry,
is...
the concerto of crime is over. Batman has a lot of really good jokes. Batman was on the jokes this episode.
They really were, and I appreciate that so much, because it's a hard thing to do. It's hard to like land that kind of campy one-liner joke, because it can so easily veer off into cringe, and it never did for me in this episode.
Which is also, for me, that's so Silver Age comics, too, which was like, it felt like a really harkening back to those like original Detective Comics Batman, where, you know, Robin would say things like, holy smokes, Batman, you know? Like, it was fun. It was
great.
Anyway, yeah, we do get curtains. I thought we got curtains, it seemed like at every act break. Of course, we're watching it nowadays without commercials.
Yeah, no, it made me think like
curtains going in and out of commercials.
Yeah, I think it's in and out of commercials, which is always funny to me, because I'm like, man, yeah, we really edited 4 commercials back in the day.
We did.
I also love the like kick line walking, brainwashed walking into fire is like exactly the kind of stakes that happens in a Batman show that allows a villain to run away. It might be contrived for someone, but I loved it. It felt familiar and good to me.
Yeah, it definitely did. It's exactly that kind of like goofy Batman stakes.
Yeah.
Where the villain always has to get away at first.
Yes.
Always. You know, they always have to give Batman someone to save that they need to do immediately right now.
Mm-hmm. And the little bat earplugs.
The little bat plugs, again, this obsessive branding. It's so weird. It's so freaky weird, and I love it.
I also didn't 100% how they work because he gives them to all those heroes, but then...
And then they don't wear them, I guess. He gives them to Aquaman and to the Green Arrow, who then don't put them in.
It's so weird. It's so weird.
It's very strange. I don't know.
Also, can we talk about Green Arrow and Black Canary's relationship? Because they do have a relationship in the comics and in, I think, the Arrow TV show probably too, but that was confusing to me, the whole episode.
That was confusing. For a long, it felt like it was just like this unrequited, like she's in love with Batman, the Green Arrow's in love with Black Canary. And then I guess at the end of the episode, she's like, I'll settle.
Yeah. I'll sing to you about how much I want Batman.
But then we'll not kiss. It was really strange. I did not get that at all.
Me neither.
I was hoping you did. I was hoping you could explain it to me.
No.
But I was like, is this good? Should I be happy for Arrow or worried that he's getting into a one-sided relationship?
Yeah. Also, Green Arrow seemed like such a loser in this
He
show.
seemed like such a dweeb, which arguably he is a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry, Oliver.
Sorry, Oliver Queen. Idiot.
My theory is that at the very end, they wanted to end with a romantic kind of almost kiss moment, a la Once More with Feeling, or just like movie musicals in general. That's my guess. It doesn't make sense.
It didn't land. It didn't make any sense because I couldn't tell if she was still singing about Batman or not.
Yeah.
Because she's singing about Batman when we start the song, and then Arrow like shows up, and she's like, "Oh yeah, you."
I also, transitioning into the next scene, I love that Batman says, your show's about to have a long intermission, 20 years to life.
To life. Hilarious. Again, Batman was coming in with those jokes. He got me like every time. I was really into it.
But that got us into our next song, Drives Us Bats. What'd you think about this one?
It was fun. It was upbeat. It's very like, here's a cameo of every C-tier Batman villain that's ever existed. I was like picking out one or two, but I'm sure there are like a million Easter eggs in there because that's the exact shit nerds who make these TV shows love.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it's very, he drives us crazy. We're going to Arkham Asylum to free everyone. All of the Batman villain, which is a classic Batman villain move, by the way. All they're ever doing is freeing everybody else from Arkham. It's like, come on.
It really does feel like pointless.
Yeah, it feels like it's really just silly.
I loved Aquaman with that high note there. He really went for it.
Yeah, that was very fun.
Great on that.
Yeah, I loved there's a little aside in there of Aquaman and Arrow being like, we all ask, what's the point of us? Basically. Which was funny.
Yeah, very good. Very good. But yeah, this is another one where I'm like, this is a good song. I'm having a fun time. It is a little repetitive.
Yeah. It's kind of just like the chorus over and over again. There's not really even much of a verse. There's kind of one at the top, but then it's just sort of the chorus over and over. Exactly.
So for me, it's like a little bit of a step down musically from the first song, but I still had a great time. That's a little nitpicky, but that's what we're here to do.
There were also like, Music Meister was doing a lot of costume changes, none of which I understood. I just didn't see what purpose they were serving. Because like later he kind of wears like a punk outfit during the Death Trap song, which makes sense. And I was like, oh, I now understand. Like he does it. They're all like musical genres, all of the like clothes he's wearing, but I think it would have been more fun if we had tapped into those musical genres as he changed outfits. But instead, since it doesn't affect the song at all, I just found it distracting.
No, that's very true. He has 11 costume changes.
Did you fucking count the costume changes?
Someone else did online for me.
I was like, you absolute freak.
I did not do this work. He has 11 costume changes. Only one of them makes sense. I completely agree with you. Right? And the punk one is kind of cool because he looks a little bit like the mutants in The Dark Knight Returns, the Frank Miller comic and that movie. So that was kind of cool. I liked that call out. But you're right. None of them make sense. I just like that it exists. It's very camp and theater of him. And
they're very silly. And I loved his like little Mozart wig. I thought that was extremely amusing.
Yes.
Like I thought the costumes themselves were amusing. I think I just didn't understand why they were happening.
No, they had no sense at all.
Yeah.
The next song we get is Black Canary's song, If Only.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm really, I didn't know Azula could sing. And that's really fun and awesome for me.
Yeah, I mean, where's Avatar's musical episode?
Oh
if
my
you're
God.
just hiding her under a bushel this whole damn time.
I mean, honestly, pound for pound, I think the Fire Island Players is my favorite episode of all of Avatar. So if they just turned that into a musical, man, my mind would have been blown.
It would have been amazing. It would have been absolutely amazing. Fire Island Players is such a good episode. Such a good episode of TV.
Yeah.
But yeah, If Only. I love slow motion apathetic fighting.
Yes.
That's hilarious. That's like, oh, there are bad guys here. I'm just gonna punch them and continue singing my song. That's always good stuff.
It's very going through the motions.
Yeah, very going through the motions. That's what I was gonna say. I think she has a line that says something like, I couldn't quite hear it right, but I think she says, if only he could love me like he loves fighting crime, which is hilarious.
Yeah, as much as he loves fighting villainy is like some really good Batman shit.
So good.
And that's what I mean. I feel like sometimes these campier shows really understand the characters more than some of the gritty real shows.
Well, because that's the thing about the gritty realist shows is that's not how these characters were imagined. They were imagined by campy people in the 40s and 50s. And so, like, when you add emotional depth to Batman, like, okay, like, I guess.
It just makes him less likable for me, you know?
To me, the more that you try to ground Batman, the less sense he makes.
Yes.
Because
100%.
at the end of the day, the dichotomy of Bruce Wayne and Batman is so insane. It only makes sense to me if he's just a weird dude. Like, which is why I actually, of all of the quote unquote grounded Batmans, what I liked about Robert Pattinson is that he's so fucking awkward.
He's so weird.
He's not cool. Even as Bruce Wayne, he's like a deeply uncool person. So yeah, I mean, like, I do think that sometimes when you just embrace the idea that these characters were sort of created in a two-dimensional way and you just play into it instead of trying to Christopher Nolan them, you can really come up with some great lines, like, if only he loved me like he loves fighting villainy. That's great stuff.
Very good.
Okay? That is all Batman cares about.
I also, as a side note, I do love the idea of Music Meister being really into Black Canary immediately. That makes a lot of sense because she has like the, sonic powers, so similar to him. But I just like that as a concept. I think that made a lot of sense in the moment and was also good for this little counterpoint melody that they sing together.
Yeah, I thought it was a nice duet. And of course, he has a line, if only she could love me like I love villainy. Not nothing but love villainy.
And that turn in the song is really good, too. Like, melodically, they go to the minor chord for that. And she, like, turns around. She's like, oh, my God. And then the song changes. I just thought that's a really good transition musically and thematically.
Right, because she also has a funny line where she's like, just because our voices are in tune does not mean I agree with what you're saying.
It's very funny.
Which was really good. Also, again, why wasn't she wearing her earplugs? I have like issues with everyone, but that's okay. The only thing I could think of is that everybody else just fell out because Batman wears a stupid little cowl and they're like inside.
I mean, bat shapes for earphones sound awful. Like that'd be cutting up the inside.
So bad.
So maybe that's our answer.
Yeah, honestly, maybe the branding is
After the song, we get the Death Trap song where we have that costume that we were talking about before. What do you think about this song?
I would say we all sounded a little less comfortable on a punky vocal, which is fair. Like, I would be less... it's a very hard thing to do, like, a rock vocal. And I think, actually, especially for music theater trained folks, I think they're often the worst at it.
Yes.
I get really... It's just such a peeve of mine. I get really cringy when especially white theater people try to sing rock vocals and they just, like, put a lot of sauce on it. I'm like, that's not the same thing. And you sound ridiculous. So this is just, like, a particular point for me where I went a little bit.
Totally. Our Wicked episode where that one guy goes,
yeah,
no one mourns the wicked.
It's exactly that. It's exactly that. And for all that, I mean, I saw Neil Patrick Harris do Hedwig and the Angry Inch. And he's really good, but that again, and that is like a more rock style vocal. He did not sound as good on this as he did on that.
Yeah, and also like Hedwig like lives in a world in between musical theater camp and like punk rock, right? Like it has that own genre where you can sound a little bit theatery and it still works for it.
Because it's still a theater show, right?
Yeah,
like,
totally.
And so, yeah, I was a little, both he and Black Canary sounded a little less comfortable here. And that's okay.
100%.
I totally get it. But, and I mean, mercifully, it was short.
Yes. And the high note at the end really doesn't work for me. Like, I don't kind of know what they were going for musically there, but it didn't come off correct.
It didn't work for me either.
But I do like all of the traps. I really like the mics turning into snakes that spew acid or whatever,
Great
right?
stuff.
Like, that was cool.
The lights being laser beams was good.
Yeah.
Giant guitar turning into swinging axes. Great stuff.
Yep. And I love that, like, those walls are closing in on them, and then out of nowhere, there's also a bomb, like, in case, in case that wasn't enough.
And then they, like, dive through some acid, but don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
Yeah, I mean, like, the no rules just right of this was just, like, yeah, just more traps. And also, like, the bomb goes off, but I guess it's known as in the theater, we're fine.
It's
like,
fine. It's fine.
Don't worry about it.
I have this note, and I don't remember what it was from, and I'm hoping you do. That's just due to criminal intent and bad reviews.
I also wrote that down. It is the start of the next number. Music Meister comes out to do his final, like, I'm going to hypnotize everybody on the planet thing. And Batman comes in and says, your show's closing early due to criminal intent and bad reviews.
What do you think is a show that should close for criminal intent and bad reviews?
Oh my God.
What show is a crime?
Such a good question. Dear Evan Hansen.
Listen, I love the music from Dear Evan Hansen.
It's
I think
so
that music
good.
is
The
perfect.
music from that. We've talked about this. Music from that. 10 out of 10. Story -100. That is the worst story.
Have you watched the movie?
No, and I don't plan to.
It's so difficult to watch. I think I got through maybe like 15-20 minutes of it. It is really kind of, it's not even fun. It's like the point where it starts becoming like just uncomfortable to watch.
Oh, horrible. What show would you close due to criminal intent?
I don't have one off rip. I can't think of one, because even like bad theater kind of loops around itself because you're kind of loving that it's just a bad production. But I'm trying to think of like, what's an irresponsible show? Like what's a show that sends bad messages?
I know, right? That's why I picked Dear Evan Hansen.
Yeah,
I think that's a toxic like story. I think that's a toxic lead. Even if the music's good.
Yeah, I'll think about it. I can't think of one off rip. But that next song is The World Is Mine. Again, I think this is another one where the score for me is a little bit better than
it's more interesting than the melody. Yeah, I would totally agree. I will say the interesting thing about this song is this is when I fully took the Music Meister's side, which I was not anticipating. But he's like, we should all steal from our jobs and the cops should let us and they should not use guns anymore. And we should steal everything back from the British Museum. And I was like, okay.
It's like, let him
we're
cook.
talking sense. I was like, wait a minute, have we heard about this guy?
Wait.
Maybe we should give him a
keep
chance.
Going for a second. I really like the chorus of this song a lot. I love that we have like a little triplet melody line on it, and that was pretty cool to me. But this song actually completely took me out of the episode, and I had to like, go on a rabbit hole of research for a little bit. I don't know if you noticed in the underwater portion when they're like, I don't know, Aquaman is doing something, there's like this string of fish that come along.
Yeah, so
and then
school of
jellyfish
fish comes in, and then the jellyfish come in almost like music notes. Is that what you're talking about?
Exactly right. So like I was like, okay, I got to figure out if this is actually a melody line from the song.
Playing. Yeah.
It is definitely a melody line, but I don't think it's from this show at all. And then I found out that the person who did the theme song for this show is a guy called Andy Sturmer, who also was in a band called Jellyfish. And I feel like that must be a melody line from one of Jellyfish's songs.
That would be cute. That's a cute little shout out.
I think it's a cute shout out, right? Because he wasn't involved in the music or lyrics for this episode, but he was involved with, obviously made the theme song. So if anybody knows what that is, it feels like an Easter egg, but like a private Easter egg. Like it feels like it's just between the showrunners and this guy. But I listened to one Jellyfish song. I'd never heard of them before. And honestly, I kind of dig it. I might listen to more of their stuff. It's very much my kind of dad rock.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
But anyway, this is where we get Batman singing.
Mm-hmm. And it's just very clearly not Diedrich Bader the second he opens his mouth.
It's so clear. And we mentioned it before, but we have to say the line of, actually, I'm more of a baritone. I was only able to match your voice with the use of this Bat auto-tuning amplifier.
Absolutely amazing. Incredible.
It's incredible on so many levels. It's a really funny joke.
He had that on him, for one thing.
Love that he didn't have it initially and then was like, I need to go get my auto tuner that I've either already had or invented very quickly. I like to think
he already had it and that he uses it in the shower a lot. That's what I think. That Batman's running around the house auto tuning himself, driving Alfred absolutely crazy.
It may be the one time ever where like hiring another person to dub the singing doesn't feel like a cowardly move. It feels like a brilliant move to have. It feels like a
really good choice. It was really funny. It like added a joke, which was great.
I had to restart that whole line because I couldn't hear the rest of it. I was laughing too hard after. Actually, I'm more of a baritone. Like that was already
really
funny in itself.
But yeah, I mean, that's how Batman wins the day, is with his Bat auto-tuning amplifier, because he gets Canary to sing a high note, and it breaks the hypnosis for everyone.
I will say that little back and forth aria battle could have been a lot better. I feel like it could have crescendoed better. It didn't feel like he was really leading her to a high note.
No, it didn't. And I don't know... Yeah, I totally agree. It felt a little bit lackluster. I don't know if it was trying to maybe accommodate. I don't know if Grey Delisle like has a lot of high notes. I think we might have been trying to kind of lean into where she's comfortable, and it felt like she was comfortable in a slightly more like mezzo range. But because of that, we don't really get that, like, what you want is a fucking Phantom of the Opera moment. That's what you're looking for.
Yeah.
You want someone up on those like crazy
Totally.
And maybe Grey Delisle just doesn't have those, which okay,
totally reasonable.
That's not her job.
Yeah, I just wish the arias that they were singing back and forth connected to each other a little bit more. I feel like they
they didn't really feel like they connected. Didn't feel like she was being pushed any higher. It felt like she could have improvised basically anything.
Yes. And all that being said, when that song's over, put a sock in it. Awesome.
Hilarious.
An awesome line.
Hilarious. Right after he socks him in the jaw. Hilarious. Batman is funny.
I wish every musical episode had put a sock in it at the end of one musical number.
Fantastic.
Okay, so Batman saves the day. They're all good. We get If Only reprise. Batman,
which we talked about. It's confusing.
Yeah.
It's so weird. I don't get it. I don't get if she's settling for Arrow or not.
It also, the show couldn't make it any clearer that Batman is not interested in Black Canary at all.
It's so funny.
And
Batman's
is only interested
single-minded
in crime
focus on fighting crime is hilarious. It's
So
like
good.
very funny. And Canary being like, "Okay, can we get dinner sometime?" He's like, "What is he? Crime doesn't take a dinner break, and neither do I." Bye.
Just grappling hooks out of there.
So funny. What an idiot. I love Batman.
I really do. As confused as I am by this song, I really like the melody line. I really like the counterpoint that they're doing. I think that it's very sweet. But yeah, I just was so confused. And I hate that they kept rhyming man with Batman just like a million times.
It's not the most creative rhyme scheme I've ever heard.
But yeah, they end with a not kiss, but kind of lean into a kiss. And then we get...
Again, I couldn't tell if she was into him or not.
Yeah,
I'm so confused.
The way I'm reading it is she's not. I think she's still thinking about Batman, and Green Arrow just happens to be singing with her.
It's possible, yeah.
Also, wait, hold on. At this point, is there any reason for them to be singing?
No. But we get that a lot in these episodes. So like wearing off, there seems to be a residual aftershocks effect where someone still sings a little bit. That's pretty standard for these.
No, that's true.
Especially ones that are like it's special power or spell based. That's pretty par for the course. Yeah. There's no reason for them to be singing.
No reason at all. And then we get just Drives Us Bats again. I don't know if it was any different from the first one, but we get it over the credits. And I just thought that was fun, that we give our credits.
I don't think it was any different. I think it was just the same, but yeah.
But that was our episode. Do you have any other hot takes, any other points to bring up with this?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think we kind of got through pretty much everything there. You ready to score it?
Yeah, let's score this thing.
Okay, here we are to score this episode. We always start with our general vibe, enjoyment level, aging, problematic. Is it good? What's your take?
I certainly enjoyed myself. I thought it was a fun time. It was goofy and campy, which is something I always love in Batman and especially in musicals. And so it's like really fun to combine those two things in such a joyful way. It felt really joyful.
Yeah.
It's an okay episode of television. It's for kids. The plotting is like almost barbarically simple.
Yes.
Barring, there's almost nothing happening. But I had a good time. Yeah, I didn't notice anything about it that the only thing that gave me the ick was musical rock singing. And,
yes.
But that was the only ick I got.
And the confusing relationships at the end. But I
think
the
confusing. I will say that was an unfortunate button.
Yeah.
Because it really did leave me with like a bunch of question marks right at the end. When I've been having a good time, I was extremely confused and worried for Oliver Queen, someone I don't normally care about.
Yeah, I kind of feel exactly the same way, parroting off that same kind of vibe. I probably see this as like an 8 in my book.
Yeah, I think I could do an 8. Yeah. Good time, not a great time, but a good time.
All right, next we have the music. This is interesting, right? Obviously we have, how many songs? Was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? 6?
I think my count was 5.
Yeah, 6 if we count a reprise as a different song,
right.
which I would here. So 6 original songs in a 20-minute episode. Love that they do this. I guess I always forget that this is that's more of a commitment thing than it is a music thing.
But we do give points for they wrote their own music.
Yes, 100%.
And we really like the orchestrations. We noted that multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
Melody's a little less inventive, a little more repetitive.
Yeah, there were things that didn't quite work for me 100%, but I like that they were kind of swinging all the time. They were always making choices. So yeah, music's also going to be pretty strong for me. I think probably like a 7 for me.
Can I get you to a 7.5?
Oh, yeah. You can easily get me to a 7.5. Easy.
I like that.
All right, we got lyrics next. Pretty straightforward. How are the rhymes on this? Does it match the tone with the characters? Lyrics are tricky for me.
Mm-hmm.
On one level, I thought it was really repetitive lyrically. But then some of the lyrics were very funny.
There were a lot of good goofs in the lyrics. And I do appreciate goofy ass lyrics, especially on a show like this where it really felt like it matched the tone to do just goofy ass lyrics, because that seems to be how Batman fucking talks.
Totally. If only he could love me like he loves fighting villainy
that's hilarious.
Really good. That's a really good
so
lyric.
Good. Pointing out this like tunnel vision of Batman's his insane myopic worldview. Rhymes were largely uninventive. Again, rhyming Batman with man is like a little boring. And again, the repetitiveness of it kind of grated.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a tough one. I feel like there was more good than there was bad, but not by a large margin.
Yeah. It feels like to me there was like a lot of mid, a couple of really, really great gems, and then like a very, very small amount of not good at all.
Mm-hmm.
So honestly, I mean, this is kind of a 7.5 for me too, I think.
Wow. I agree, but... All right. Dancing. Of course, it's an animated show. So usually we grade them a little harsher because the world's your oyster. You could do literally anything because you don't have to worry about human capabilities. There are some really good dance choreo moments in this. I love a West Side Story shout out with just like us going into a rumble. Again, the slow motion apathetic fighting is really good comedy.
So good.
You know, there were a lot of like little balletic turns that were very funny. Like we mentioned, people leaping off camera is a really good goof. You know, and there's some like large groups doing choreo, but overall I wasn't like blown away by anything.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm not realizing it until now. Almost everything that you're saying is in the first number and then kind of never...
Yeah, almost everything. We kind of give up on it. There's a little bit in Drives the Spats, but it's almost more like blocked movement.
And the slow-mo fighting is an if only.
Yeah, but we kind of give up on it.
Yeah, and that's like the first 3 songs, right? So it kind of doesn't happen afterwards. It's interesting because I remember when I was watching this, I was kind of going, oh man, it's going to score high on dancing because it was like the first number was just so much dancing and it was like the kick lines and all of those things were so funny. But then, yeah, you're right. It does taper off there. So I think it suffers a little bit for that. I feel like I'm just at a 7 with a lot of these.
Yeah, I'm feeling very 7 right now.
Yeah.
Very 7. I think we'll break 7 on the next category, though, because this is performance, which I think for me is really high.
Yes.
The vocal performances were really good. We brought in a great guest star. 2 great guest stars playing the music Meister. Darren Criss. This is a star-studded guest character. Darren Criss and Neil Patrick Harris. But, you know, Gray Delisle did great work. Whoever voiced Batman for 1 minute did great work. Diedrich Bader was hilarious.
Totally.
Like, he really delivered. Yeah, I thought performance on this was really high.
Yeah, everyone was solid. I don't think there's anything to take away from it. I think if anything takes away from it, it's that the melody lines weren't that difficult, but they did a great job of acting exactly like their characters through song and also just acting in general. Their voice acting was great.
It's not a particularly like, I know we generally give really high performance scores to things that are like emotionally demanding, which this was not. But yeah, everybody filled the brief to the letter.
It also was really comedic, and I think everybody landed their jokes.
Everybody landed their jokes. Nobody dropped a joke. That's a good point. Yeah.
Performance might be a 10 for me. I don't have anything bad to say about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we can give it a 10.
I could also go down to a 9. I just can't think of what my criticism is.
Let's do a 9.5.
Let's do that. I like that.
Our highly scientific scoring system.
Hey, this is very scientific. There's science here.
There's science.
And that's what makes it good, is the science.
Yeah, that's why people come to us for science.
The next category is writing, dialogue, pacing and structure, script quality, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, interesting. Dialogue is great. The comedic moments are really good. The pacing is really great, I thought. I thought they really got from scene to scene well, especially for a kid's show, keeping the entertainment up. It's just the end doesn't make sense to me.
The end doesn't make sense at all.
Why did we
the
have
end becomes baffling, which just really leaves a weird taste in the mouth right at the end there.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the writing was fine.
Right. Like even the smaller things that like don't make sense, like how the earplugs aren't being used and stuff like that, doesn't bother me as much because like that is just kind of
it does
the
bother
nature.
Me actually.
Okay, then never mind.
Well, it's like just show like at one point, like during that last fight where Black Canary gets taken over again, they show someone taking her headphones away.
Yeah.
So they were thinking about it. But then what? I didn't see that happen to Aquaman or to Arrow. And does Arrow's like love for her just mean he can still punch out Aquaman even though he's hypnotized?
Yeah, that was confusing to me. That was confusing.
Yeah, so there actually were moments where I was like, your children's show has plot holes.
Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I maybe like the writing is I think it suffers from that a little bit for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Some I don't know, maybe it's another 7.5.
Is it a 7? No, it's a 7 flat.
7 flat.
7 flat.
I think that's good.
Okay.
Next, we got direction. This is how it's blocked, the cinematography, the framing, all that kind of good stuff for an animated show, how it's animated. Yeah, they don't do anything crazy different other than like the curtains happening, which I think is a nice touch. And I think the death trap, I thought visually that was pretty fun.
Mm-hmm. Death Trap was fun.
Yeah. I can't think of much else directing wise. What about you?
Yeah, I don't think they took a ton of swings here. With some animated shows, like with Dexter earlier this year, you could tell that was a swing even for their animation style. Like it was really different. And I didn't feel that here as much. But to be fair, Music Meister doesn't change the world. He just changes how people are behaving in it.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, I wasn't like blown away by any of the directing choices. Nothing really like took me out of it, but nothing really put me there. It felt very par for the course.
Yeah, I think that's right. I'd probably put this as a 6, maybe even a 5.
Yeah,
it feels kind of neutral
I think,
to me.
I think 6 is good.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Commitment. How much did it commit to a musical episode? I mean, I think
pretty hard.
Yeah, pretty hard.
Pretty hard.
That
5,
might be a 10.
6 songs. Yeah, it's super committed.
Yeah.
We do barely any talking, and all of the talking is Batman, which is funny. That's hilarious.
I do hate it when Batman says, like, was the singing really necessary? And I'm like, what show are you on? What? That line for me felt so unnecessary.
Honestly, I'm giving it a 9.5. We're taking off half a point for that line. I'm changing the score right now.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because you're right.
Enough.
That line was annoying, and I didn't care for it.
The stakes. Oh, actually, I guess I don't even know if this should be calculated in the stakes or the commitment category, but it's worth mentioning Music Meister was invented for this episode, right? He's an original character. Oh my god,
that was actually a question
show.
I was going to ask you, because I was like, how would this be a comic character?
Yeah.
Because you need sound. So he was invented for this episode.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah, totally.
Damn, I mean, I wish they hadn't had that one line, or we give them a... I don't get any points for that.
No, yeah, we can't take it away now.
Nope. It's already done. I already moved cells in the spreadsheet. We're done.
Yeah, we've never gone back and edited any of the scores, just so you know.
Shut up. Stop talking.
But I think it could apply to the stakes, right? Like they are.
I think it could too. This is technically the introduction of a new villain.
Yeah.
So that does raise the stakes quite a bit.
And that new villain almost immediately takes over the world.
Pretty quickly.
Yeah.
It only takes him about 15 minutes.
And presumably we're getting stakes in the relationship between Batman, Black Canary, and Green Arrow. I don't know.
I still don't know what happened.
It's all very confusing.
It's very confusing.
But I still think the stakes are relatively high for an animated show like this, right? It's always hard for these kinds of shows to feel like there's anything meaningful happening. Mm-hmm. But to create a new character and to, have that character almost take over the world immediately feels like a bigger episode than maybe other episodes are in this show.
Fair enough. Yeah. I'm feeling like a 7 or an 8 here.
Yeah, 7.5. Let's do it.
Hell yeah.
Okay, last but certainly not least, our personal ranking. Overall ranking for this show is a musical episode. What are we thinking? I definitely know my answer.
Okay. I think I know your answer.
Damn it.
I don't think I know my answer. Okay.
All
you
right.
ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, 7.
7.5.
Oh, 7.5. So we got a 7.25.
7.5 was the number of this episode.
It really was.
This episode was brought to you by 7.5.
Wow. Fascinating.
Another quarter point for us.
Unreal. We gotta get our shit together.
That puts Mayhem of the Music Meister at 76.75. It is really tightly between Duet, the complimentary episode of The Flash, at 77.5, and Libretto at 76.25. It's really right in there. That's place number 9. So that's 8, 9, and 10. Mayhem of the Music Meister is at 9.
Wow. That is such a tight little pack.
Yeah.
Honestly, everything between... There are, sorry, let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 episodes between 75 and 80.
Yeah. I feel like that's our sweet spot. That's like where I think that's just when we go, I don't know, a 7.
We gotta stop doing 7. Gotta hold up. Oh, man. Well, I mean, we'll see if that streak continues. Next week, we'll see you once more with Season 5B, Episode 10 of Lucifer, entitled Bloody Celestial Karaoke Jam.
You can find this episode on Netflix.
Thank you, as always, to Olivia Berslavsky, our angelic audio architect, and to Sakana Powell, our magnificent marketing maven.
If you like this show, please be sure to rate and review us. If you don't, please keep it to yourself. You can find us on Instagram at Once More with TV or contact us using the information in the show notes.